Oh, should am I doing the intros? Because I screwed up last week.
Yeah,
I was on,
you better do the intros.
I was
No,
on island time.
Island Boy. You ever hear that
So
song?
I
no,
just heard the snippet.
Hey, yo, do you guys use TikTok?
nope.
No.
Insta Reels?
Yeah,
What's that?
Instagram
he
when you get
does.
the reels and stuff?
Nope.
Those
I don't
videos.
use it.
But like I'm not saying do you make videos on it, but do you like sit there and like scroll through random videos on Instagram?
Sometimes.
It's
That's a
addictive.
hard, that's a hard yes from Ranji. Look at him smiling.
All right, so see, I don't know if TikTok's the same as Instagram where like with TikTok, it would throw a random video at you every now and then just to see if you'd be interested in that topic. And if you watch that video to completion, it would show you a few more. And it would like gauge how much like how attractive you were with that topic. And I found myself like in weird like subholes. Does that make sense?
What were you looking at? What were you looking at?
So I was in dark humor. Dark humor was a cool one. Or just like people doing dark jokes. That was a really funny one. I appreciated being in that one. I got put into like the sister wives one, which was weird.
Hey,
Like sister wives TikTok, so I just kept getting like random TikToks of random like whopples or whatever. I don't know what the actual term is, but it was just like one guy,
You,
eight
you,
wives, and they do that. And then I'm like, man, how do I get out of this one? Because it was really weird.
you
I
lost,
didn't
you
really
lost
understand
me.
that one. Yeah, I was like, how do I end up in this world of TikTok? Like TikTok throws you into these random little worlds, and then you're like, how do I get out? And sometimes you don't realize how you got in. Um,
you know what'd be a sick challenge, like or a dare that everybody has to post their explore page, like the first page of their Instagram, uh,
Instagram or
on,
TikTok?
on Instagram.
Okay.
Oh, like
Does
when you
Instagram do
hit
the same
search or
thing?
something? I have
What
no
do you
idea.
mean? Yeah,
Like as soon as you go to your explore page, it shows what you look up the most, right?
Oh, like
Like
the algorithm you're saying.
the
Okay.
oh,
algos.
no,
So you
I'm actually
screenshot
curious.
that, and then
I'm
people
actually
knows like
curious.
Instagram.
I
I'm
think a
actually
lot of guys would get in
curious.
trouble with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold
I would.
on. We doing this right now?
Yeah, it's
Robbie?
like
Robbie's not
Yeah,
even making
I'm
a
good. I ain't doing nothing.
Robbie's
hot
not even
My,
making a
chicks,
I
motion.
don't mind you. My phone's
airplanes,
on the other side of the desk, so no.
and menus and Ukraine
Hold
All I
on.
know is my
and
Instagram's full of
exercise.
Is it the search
my,
button?
Yeah, the magnifying glass.
my Instagram's full of put to kind of real estate opportunities right now.
Just talking? What's the show about? It's about nothing. It's about nothing.
Just want these guys to know you got another thing coming, bitch. I'm still around.
Mine is the first one is how to remove cellulite from your ass. Then it's the next five are Nahang Singhs. Then it's Spider-Man. Then it's what the fuck is this?
Mm,
You guys want to see this?
delicious.
I can't see it.
It's
So
somebody in a
it's
speedo.
it's a Singh in a speedo with like a can to the star, drinking an energy drink, and it looks like he shaved his chest.
That's weird. Send it to me.
That was weird. How did I get?
That's something I might want to look at.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. I want to see. I
Curious.
want to see that.
I was not
Tickling my
expecting that
curiosity.
be on my if I.
This is me. This is me.
But
So like a bride, an airplane, some exercise, some menus, or sorry, some like I don't know dishes, and some random like fob. I don't understand. And Ukraine.
I got some
It's all
Bollywood
Ukraine.
chick. I don't know what that one's about. Then I have.
I just heard Hindi music, man. Jai Hind.
Yeah, hinge in that.
Man, I get some weird ass people in my chat. Today, this guy was pretty cringe too. No,
Your
yesterday I had
game of
some.
fate. Oh yeah.
Yesterday,
Start
some
the
guy showed
podcast.
up.
Are
Some
we
yesterday's. I mean, we're always started, bro. We
Yeah, fair
started
enough.
20 minutes ago. Yesterday I had some random guy come in, and he's like, "Sir, are you a Sikh?" And I was like, "The fuck." And then he's like, "Please teach me about Sikhi." I'm like, "I'm fucking playing Rocket League, bro. I don't know what the fuck you want me to like pull up and like start like
Bro,
preaching and
like
shit." Like,
fucking Wikipedia.
I was like, "Yo, take a second." I went on Google, marked learning about Sikhi, and I sent him the link. I'm like, "Yo, go ahead. If you have a question, ask me." Like, what the fuck type of question is that? Sir, please teach me about Sikhi. I know he's probably trolling.
Small talk,
That's a
man.
troll.
He's just trying to.
That's
And
trolling.
then today was a really awkward one. I don't even know if I want to talk about this one.
Why someone asked you about puberty?
Nah, man, this dude's like, yo, bro, you want me to read his chat verbatim?
Yeah. I want to feel awkward.
You want to feel awkward? And this is me while I was freaking doing something. He's like, yo, sexy beard, my guy. Made me rock hard. And I thought he's like, rock hard, like, rock hard. And then I was like,
you mean 6 to midnight.
Oh, yeah, so I didn't really get that point.
This is a work message?
No, this is what I get while streaming on Twitch.
Oh, I thought that was
In my chat.
work, like a coworker. I'm like, that's...
And then I was like, all right, appreciate it. Thank you. But that's kind of, I don't know. Then I kind of try to like play it off. Guy follows it up with, I'm going to rub a quick one out to that beard. Be sexy ASL. I was like, what the fuck did I just...
That's a compliment.
And then I was like,
yeah. So do you feel complimented, or are you kind of?
I would ride a high.
A straight block.
Said that.
Are you kind of like, oh man, some of them are attractive.
So I didn't ban him, right? Like it wasn't like an insta ban, which it probably should have been.
So you appreciated the gesture.
I don't know if I did, but I felt super awkward. So I was like,
thanks, but no thanks.
I was
call
like,
my wife in the room, be like, yo, read this message. You're lucky to have me. Look at what this guy's doing right now.
I was just like, man, what's wrong with people? I just called him a weirdo. I was like, bro, why are you such a weirdo? And then I moved on. But I'm telling you, Twitch chat's interesting.
I need Twitch. I have Twitch.
Yeah, make sure you go join my channel, sub. Anyways.
Yeah. Robbie on the intro.
I think it's my turn to stop this rambling and start some introductions. So welcome.
Yo,
welcome,
you know what I just saw?
Everybody.
Low-key, Robbie just looked at the screen as if he had something pre-written.
I'm looking at you guys.
He has a scripted intro.
He has a scripted intro. Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
Right. I do have a script intro. It just says hello.
I thought he was about to like page down. It's when you start writing your essay and the first thing you go is
he lost his spot.
All I know is that I was misled to believe we only had 6 listeners the whole time, but I've been told it's many more. So to you 50 plus, are we 50 plus now? Confirmed?
50 plus might be pushing it.
Well,
we're in the 40s. I think we're in the
40s. To the podcast. We don't have an official name, but we're calling it Much Ado About Nothing, or the Koshini podcast as I've recommended, but Shinda keeps declining my request. So.
It's not that, buddy, you know how much branding I got to rechange? I got to go change our podcast links on...
So a bit of there's the truth. There's the truth, Randy. He's never going to train it.
We're stuck with the name. Now it could be the biggest one.
I got to change all their logos and branding and all that. It's a lot of work.
So I did write you guys some introductions, so I'm going to read them for you. So in this corner, we have Shinda, the beloved, the humble, the Iron Bangle. Mr. I got 2 kids, but I feel like a teenage dad. I will kill an animal, but not eat one. My main thing, Shinda. Welcome, sir. Good to see you again for another week. And in the other corner, normally I fight with this man, but I'll give him some compliments, kind of. Well, I call him the Sarpanch. I know we have another Sarpanch in the group, but this guy seems to know everybody. He's everybody's mama, Tata Vira, Mr. Esquire, Judge Saab, supporter of any truck rally in Canada. You got a trucker problem, he'll be there. He'll stand right next to you. The illustrious Ranjit. However, you should call him Ranjit because that's what everybody calls him for some reason, because he doesn't go by his real name.
And he didn't put 2 E's in his name. He put the IT.
He didn't put the IT. He's Ranjit. And myself, I'm just Raj. Hi.
What?
Nice
You're Raj?
I've been calling you Rob.
You become Raj.
You know what's
Raj?
You want to know what the funniest thing is? All my Gore friends call me Raj. And all my Desi friends call me Robbie. Isn't that weird?
No, I mean, tell them about your nickname. Tell them about your your family name or your friend name.
My family name is Robbie. Only my family uses it.
And the curls.
Every Desi uses it. Yeah, and the chicks.
And the girls at university used to call him Daddy.
I actually like my full name, Rajbir. I have no issues with it. I actually really like it, but y'all want to stick to Robbie.
But you use anything but Rajbir.
Yeah, I've always thought it was Robbie still.
No, I don't use Robbie with anybody. I haven't used it after high school. It's only friend circles.
So anyone who's known you since high school just kept that name.
Yep.
Or anyone who somebody from high school introduced you. This is introduced you as Robbie.
Possibly, yeah. But everybody else is Raj.
So you're Robbie. It's Robbie, except at work.
This blows my mind because I don't know what I should be putting in the captions now because I've been putting Dr. Rob. I've been
Uh,
really
I'm
putting
okay
that
with
Rob.
Dr. Rob. I'm
I've
okay
been
with
really
Dr.
putting. I've been
Rob.
really pushing that doctor bit just so that we sound a
As
little
long
bit
as
more
you put
professional.
as long as you put Esquire after Ranjit's name.
I
No.
do.
No.
You haven't. This
Uh,
proves that you don't watch it because there's a little hover that goes over.
I
So like
do. I
Ranch.
do. I do. I've been meaning to talk to you about it. I just keep forgetting. Um,
Well,
fuck.
That's
I
the
had a
intro.
question. I had a
well,
question.
Misrepresentation
Must
of character.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, Esquire is. I'm allowed to say it, but fuck that. It's so douchey.
So now we have to use it because he hates it.
That's basically what's been pushing my.
Can I call you Ranch? Just Ranch.
Yeah.
Does that bother
Uh,
you?
Can
No.
I call you
It
Ranch?
does. I'm
Hey,
gonna call you
Ranch.
No, you can't call me Ranch.
Hey, Ranch.
Can I just call you
I
Ranch?
mean-
Ranch.
I will punch you. I
No,
will
you
punch
won't.
both of
How?
you.
No, you
How
What are
you
your
gonna get
pronouns?
there?
What are your
Yeah.
pronouns? Do you check off doctor in your pronoun box when you fill out the form?
No.
I bet
Only
you
on my
do.
only on my credit card and everything else that I can identify myself with.
Okay.
Yo, oddly enough, what's going on with your mic? It's like you stopped talking into the mic. I'm hearing like,
You're the one who told me my mic was not.
no, now your mic's better. It was weird. It echoed a lot for a little bit. That's why I was curious.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. Just curious. Sorry.
Check
Keep
my
going.
levels. Check my levels.
Check my levels.
Turn my
Man.
headphones up, bro.
Hey, you know what's weird? Last week it got really warm. Like, and
Yeah,
then
well,
today it was cold
It was
again.
like it was like summer was coming, man. I thought it was
3
done
days of
already,
warmth, and I was like, we're ready. All the snow melted. I went and fucking bought myself a bike.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. No,
I-
March is always pump fake, guys. Come on, we know this.
No, look, I was gonna buy a longboard first. I'm like, I just want to practice like balancing, and I don't know, longboarding seemed easier than skateboarding. And I figured
but
snowboarding.
do you generally want to skateboard? Like, does it seem fun to you?
Yeah. Although I wouldn't do parks. I just want to like cruise. And then while I was talking about it, someone convinced me. They're like, don't get a longboard. It's gonna cost you $400 for a good one. And like, just buy a good bike. You'll actually get in shape. You'll burn calories while doing it.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I was like,
And
I bought a bike last year. I still haven't rode it, so
really?
sitting in the garage, my friend.
Mine's sitting in the kids' playroom right now because I didn't want to
And
put it in the garage. It was so nice. It was so brand new. Like it can be inside the house right now.
something tells me, and this is only from knowing you for a good chunk of my life, that you wouldn't be able to longboard. You'd fall off a lot.
I mean, I practiced longboarding in last fall.
In the simulation?
Yo,
No,
On
no,
SimCity?
Ran just
No,
asking
look,
for this
I
today.
could board. I figure if I can snowboard, the transition to longboarding wouldn't be that pushing it that much.
I don't see it translating, man.
Maybe not.
Can I ask
but
you why? I just don't get it.
why longboard?
Yeah.
Just looks fun to go from point A to point B while your feet are on a board.
Hold on. Which point? Where are you going?
From that was a problem with longboarding is I wouldn't go anywhere far.
Yeah. Can't take it on a trail. Can't
Yeah,
take it on the road.
No, I could probably take it on like a bike trail. Like those bike trails seem like they're pretty smooth. But yo, biking has this whole subculture. Like the more I was like talking to people about which bike I should get and like where do you go biking? So I'm like, and they're like sending me all these crazy bike trails in Brampton. There's a bike trail that legit connects Caledon all the way friggin' down. Like it's called what, the Etobicoke Creek bike trail.
Creek Trail. Yeah.
Yeah.
My house is right on it. Yeah.
I didn't even know this thing existed. Thing's super long, goes all the way up to the airport and then down and then
Yeah. You can get right to Lakeshore.
yeah.
I
And it's
think it
all
cuts
just
off at Steeles. Steeles is like the cutoff, and then
like
you
reconnect
kinda
somewhere.
continue on your way. Yeah.
I don't know,
Really?
it's super.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, bikers have this whole
awesome.
world that
You
they
guys
hide
haven't
from
been on
us. I didn't even know it existed.
It's well kept. It's good. So
I swear to God, I'm gonna have like buns of steel by the end of
Pisces
the.
don't find out.
Oh, no, bro, we're on
Oh.
it now. I downloaded
Everybody's
Strava.
gonna know.
I downloaded Strava. My Instagram's
these
gonna be
people-
popping. If
All
I
that
know
people
about
gonna
it,
show
that
up.
means it's mainstream now. I'm like pre-mainstream hipster. So the fact
And
that I know about this thing now,
everybody got into biking during COVID, anyways.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
my Guyanese neighbor, who legit is the last person who ever would get
you know what
into
the worst
biking,
part
has a
though
bike
was?
now.
I bought this bike and I'm all proud of myself. Like, yo, I'm gonna get in shape. I'm feeling really like, yeah, I'm ready to do this. I was talking to one of my boys, and he's like, yeah, where'd you get your bike from? I'm like, I was a bike store. He's like, you idiot. Like, let me guess, you paid over $500 for it? I was like, yeah, good bikes, you gotta invest a little bit. He's like, you dumbass, you need to go to Canadian Tire and just pick up something off the rack. He's like, you're not that good of a biker. I was I was like, and this dude spent good 15 minutes just like cutting up like my bike buying decisions. And I was trying to explain, like, look, but I want a bike that'll last me, that'll, I'll be able to like really hold on for 10 years. It's more of an investment. He's like, investment's gonna be worth less in 10 years than it is. I'm like, no, but you gotta understand, it's gonna be good on the knees. It's a good bike. It's gonna be well. He's like, he was just, and then afterwards, he's like, I'm telling you, don't go buy the bike. I'm like, I bought the bike. He's like, oh, you fucking, never mind.
Did you guys do you guys remember your first bike as kids? Like, or your first mountain bikes?
No,
No?
I don't remember it.
Oh,
My,
Malton, it was the biggest thing if you got a new mountain bike before it got stolen, obviously. But while you had
Yeah.
it, it was. Remember the CCM bikes? Do you guys remember CCM?
I had a green
Yeah,
CCM.
Gorilla grips. Do you remember the grips?
I don't
No.
know what Gorilla grips were, but I did have a green CCM. It was from Canadian
Yeah,
Tire.
yeah, Canadian Tire.
Learned later that CCM is a Canadian Tire carried brand.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that
You
either.
can
No.
only really get, because CCMs, you only really sell those bikes at Canadian Tire.
Wasn't there another
Uh,
one? Huffy? Was it Huffy?
I don't
They
remember. No, I
made
don't know about
basketball
Huffy.
nets and stuff like that. No,
They
but
might
the
do bikes. I
BMX.
don't know about them.
Did
I
you guys
had
have a BMX or a
I
mountain
had a
bike?
BMX. I had a BMX and a CCM. The BMX came first, and then when I got a little older, we bought a CCM.
You guys never had your bike stolen? I've
I
had my
did.
bike
I
stolen.
did. I got mine
Yeah.
stolen at 12, and I wanted a new bike. My dad's like, you're gonna drive in like 4 years. You don't need a bike. I was like, all right. Fuck, I got
we
conned out of
You did a
me and
mind
my
trick, dude.
me and
that.
my cousin used to ride bikes a lot, like around our area. And it was like up till grade. I still remember the exact day I stopped riding a bike. It was like so good. Like I used to bike to school, bike everywhere with the CCM. The CCM and me put miles. Grade 9, I tried to bike to school, and and then one of my boys saw me, and he started cutting me up. He's like, "Yo, when you bike to school, you look poor." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Bro,
He's like, yo, you goof.
yeah." He's just fucking ripping me up, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, you're biking to Turner.
"Yeah," because I was biking a Turner, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "I don't." And it was only in the summer month. In the winter months, I take the bus, and this guy like made me feel so down about biking and taking the bus. And then he's just like, "Yo, from now on, we're gonna take a car." I'm like, "But we don't drive, nor do we own cars." So then I got to the point where I was like, "Mom, you gotta drop me off at school." She's like, "I don't get why, but okay." Like the
All
peer
right. Well,
pressure hit me that hard that I never drove a bike since grade 9, up
so
until like 15 years, up till now, really.
I,
Like I went
I,
mountain
I,
biking here and there, but
so speaking of mountain bikes, I mean, as we were kids, we all rode BMXs, mountain bikes. But were you guys not scared like I was of the racer bikes with the skinny tires? Did you ever fall off one of those? You ever drive those when you were a kid?
I did. Yeah. I
I was
mean,
mad
not
scared of them. Hit a
drive, but
curb.
ride them.
Yeah, like
Come
ride
on,
them.
on
Sorry,
part
yeah.
of.
I
Sorry, Esquire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was mad scared of those when I was a kid, man. If I hit a curb or something, I'd always fly off. It was hard to balance.
you're talking about like the
Like,
thin-wheeled
like the mad
road
skinny
bikes.
tires,
With
man.
the curved like handles.
Yeah. Those I
Yeah,
hated those
yeah,
bikes.
yeah.
I
You don't
never
see
Now
really.
I
those
have
anymore.
No,
no,
you
they
see
have
them a
them.
lot.
They have them. They have like hybrid tires and stuff like that. Like my bike
Mm.
has like skinny tires, but it's on a mountain bike frame. But
Yeah, no, I never had one of those bikes. I never really rode one of those.
I think they were
So
just the ghetto bikes in the neighborhood, so some kid always had one, right? So
no,
No,
there
but
was
those
legit
bikes are the
class.
expensive. Those are the expensive bikes.
yeah, but remember
Yeah.
Malton was like 40-year-old bikes people riding around. It's not like a brand new racing bike someone came out with. It's whatever you got at the garage sale, right?
That's true.
So I grew up. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with like the Ray Lawson area? Ray Lawson, like Nonex Growth
Yeah.
area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So my street was one of the original built this areas, right? Like that. It was pre-developed, and
So
then
you're
the air.
rich.
No, it was that area got built first, and the behind us was it was never constructed. It was just forest and like farmland. The farmer never sold. And then when he sold, they started doing construction there. And when they're doing construction, they do the roads first. So we had like this crazy like place where we could go biking really fast. No cars were on it, obviously, because there's nothing to car. But they're like doing the zoning for the land, but they did the roads.
Hmm.
Uh, that was hella fun. And then they had like these dirt hills where they were just like moving dirt from
Yeah. Those I know
with
what
the
you're talking
construction
about.
and stuff. And so
Yeah.
going on those was a lot of fun growing up. I think we did a lot of stupid shit. that in
outside.
hindsight
Yeah.
was because I knew one kid who ended up going to the hospital because he fell off one of these big development hills.
We used to
Because
do
they
that
just
shit too, though.
yeah, but like now I
Yeah.
think about it, I'm like, would I send my kid? I don't know, but
We lived in it was an awesome time to grow up, man. We
I
did a
feel
lot
like
of
we
stuff
grew up
that
in a great era. Our era was one of the last great eras to
I
grow
mean,
up.
even think about I know we talked about Razor Ramon. Did we talk about him passing away? I think we did, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah. Last
did.
week mentioned
Like
it.
just think about like the wrestling moves and stuff we were doing. We don't do that stuff now. Kids start doing that. You're like, oh, you can't do that. You're gonna get hurt.
I mean, I'd
You
stop
know?
my kid from doing it a little bit. I'm like, oh, or I'd try to
Yeah,
supervise it.
but
Like,
we
hold
would
on,
all
which move are you
stop
gonna
it.
do? Yeah, we
My
We would
parents
probably.
would
all
keep
stop.
telling me, "Pangena la, don't do this, don't do that." We still did it, right?
No, we're the generation when we got hurt, we got beat more for getting hurt. So things
Yeah.
have changed, right? So,
Now we're the
but
generation that's worried about our kids snitching.
well, talking about playing
Seriously.
outside, so playing outside means good weather and also means another season that I absolutely hate is the wedding season is upon us. But talking about the wedding season, two guys just announced their new Jori. You guys want to get into that? Talking about the Liberal and the NDP party. What do you guys think?
I'm for it. I think it's the
Yeah.
biggest
What?
thing that Jagmeet
I'm,
has accomplished and will
see, okay, look.
accomplish.
So I want to zero in on that. I think, the three of us having average intelligence are not amongst the stupid people that are like, oh my God, they undermine our democracy. Anybody says is a fucking dumbass. Um, so let's just get past that point. We all fair? We don't need to fucking go through this stupid conversation about how it's not democratic what they did.
It's
No,
We all
100%
agree?
democratic.
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
it's
Yeah.
100%. So let's get into this. I don't
Saying they're
understand.
within their right. You're saying to do what they
Yeah,
did.
it's how Parliament works. It's
Yeah,
normal. It's
yeah.
just fucking normal. Okay. And when would CPC become relevant enough after going through this, leadership battle to be able to be in a position to run? Probably like mid 2024 anyways. Who gives a shit? So whatever, dumbasses are going to be saying this is bad. Who cares?
And low
But
key,
what
this is
I
something that comes up pretty
Do
often
you
in
just want to
minority
give?
governments.
for
Sorry, do you
sure,
want to? Do you
100%.
guys want to give
What
some context to what actually happened, just in case
uh,
someone
Uh,
doesn't know?
Randy, do you
right,
want to have
fine,
a
give
go?
context. All right, I'll give context because I have a
Just a
burning
little
question.
bit. Yeah.
So, a deal has been announced between the federal NDP and the federal Liberals. The federal Liberals, as everybody with a heartbeat and brain cell knows, uh, is a minority government, and they are susceptible to having a snap election anytime they lose a vote or there's a vote of no confidence in them. Effectively, being the other party is saying that you are not, we don't think you can govern, and we're calling an election. So they always need a party to prop them up. Um, and generally it is the NDP. Sometimes it's other parties. So there was a backroom deal. There's been talks. Somebody convinced another person to come sit and get Jagmeet and supposedly JT in a room, and Patake happened, and now we have a pact
A
where,
coalition, as you will, as
yeah,
the
a
papers like to
coalition.
call it.
Well, they're not. They're
Uh,
not formally calling it a coalition, right?
No, no, they're. I mean, they don't want to. They're always going to downplay what exactly it is because it has negative connotations, not politically, but marketing wise, come election time.
So
yeah,
what were
but
the
and
chess
it,
pieces
yeah,
to get that
NDP
done?
is gonna support a Liberal. Will keep propping them up until 2025, as long as the Liberals deliver the NDP's goals, two biggest goals, which are a pharmacare and dental plan for a national one that's subsidized by OHIP. I don't know who applies for it or not. Maybe it's everybody across the board or just people under certain income, but that's what they
I
wanted,
think
and
it's
that's what's
not.
agreed to.
I think it's like it'll have to be provincial based. It won't be something. If they're saying national, but the provinces will have to take it on themselves, right?
So really, it's just the federal government providing resources to fund
Possibly, yeah.
to
I
the
mean,
provinces to implement it.
some of the points of having a dental plan, it's like families with less than an income of 90,000, and
Yeah,
then no
and
co-pays for an annual income under 70. I mean, the only thing I can see from that, like, it sounds great, but that's expensive.
it's
Yeah.
also,
I mean, that's all I'm thinking about, right?
but it's
Um,
also right now. It's only going to roll out to kids under 12 first, then seniors, then people with disabilities. I think was third. Like it's going to be a gradual rollout. It's not like everyone automatically can go to the dentist and get their teeth checked and cleaned.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it's still expensive, right? I mean, in a time where we're at unprecedented spending, deficits, and so on and so forth. Now you want to add another plan onto it. I mean, It's great to throw money at things, but we'll see what the planning's like, right? So, what's the cost? Did you see the cost of it? They were thinking.
No.
I don't think the actual numbers have come out. I know. So like, honestly, I think it's been long overdue. Ontario's already had a provincial dental program for people who need it. They call it Happy Smiles, I think. Someone schooled me on this
Oh,
afterwards.
cheesy ass name.
Happy Smiles, yeah. So that one was already available to people who didn't have coverage. Uh, and then I think it was only applicable to kids. I think after a certain age, it's not available to you. You have to like fend for yourself a little bit. And I'm not mad at that part either. And another one of the things that came up is in exchange for the NDP supporting it, the Liberals said we're also going to increase spending to the Canadian military. Our defense budget's going to go up too because long overdue. We haven't really funded it. No better time to fund it than when Russia's invading another country and you're like, you know what? We might need a few more boots on the ground if this came our way. So again, not even mad at that.
Yeah.
One thing I don't understand. Sorry to cut you off, man. One thing I don't understand is when this news came out, everybody was congratulating Jagmeet like he fucking pulled out this big coup. I don't tell me what he did. What did he? How does this help him? What is so great about this move for him that we're gonna go out and shake his hand? I would love to. I just don't understand why. It seems like it's great for JT.
I mean, definitely great for JT. I was one of those people who congratulated Jagmeet on making this, so I should answer from my own perspective. As far as the NDP go, they have no power. They can make a lot of noise, but they're really sitting third in Parliament. For him to be able to go and get the two things that he campaigned on, I mean, the Liberals campaigned on dental and pharmacare from time also, so it kind of gives the Liberals now an excuse to deliver one of the promises that they've been promising and not delivering. But at the very least, it's him being able to say, like, this is what the NDP has accomplished. In a party that can't literally accomplish anything based on just their role in Parliament, him being able to say, we were able to deliver the two things that we told Canadians we'd want to bring you. And it's one of the biggest changes to the healthcare system since the implementation of publicized public cares from Tommy Douglas. So in that context, I think being a power broker here,
he could put his name down on a piece of paper and say, I did it. I get what you're saying, but I mean, let's talk about costs, right? So I mean, as you guys were talking, I was pulling it up here. There was there's an NDP critic, Don Davies, and he did a study in 2020, and I'm sure this is related to him, but they're saying the estimated cost is about a fully fledged dental program will be 4.6 billion, with an ongoing cost of about 1.7 billion dollars. It's a lot of money, and that's assuming that it's done properly and it's the government. So it's going to cost a lot more than that. So
add another 2 billion.
Yeah. So for me, it's not so much. I think it's a great idea. It's the implementation with any politician. It's like, okay, that's great, but let's see how you get it done, right? So we'll see.
I mean, we're just going to pay more money, isn't it? Isn't that the printer goes boom? Or that's the meme?
Someone has to pay. And it's going to be then tax the rich. Well, it's going to be then tax the rich, tax businesses, and
well, now they're saying tax the banks.
Well, the banks are pissed, right? Because I thought this story was done, and now he's started saying it again. So
the banks, from what I know about the banks, they're never the loser. They're going to just find ways to stick it back on the customer.
Yeah, exactly. Push the cost onto us. But so going back to the whole Jagmeet thing, like, fine, I get it. What you're saying is his party was irrelevant, and now they have some relevancy because they're able to do something.
Yes.
Is essentially it, right?
Yeah, he can put his name on something.
But to be honest, like, this is a great dub for the Liberals. They get to stick around with some confidence for a while. But I guess, to be honest, what this really was, it seems like a save. I'm going to say a save for Jagmeet, because if a snap election or another election was called, I can't confidently say that his party would keep him. I don't know. I don't know. I can't be confident about that.
I was surprised he stuck around this long after the last election.
So
I agree with you there. I don't think he could risk.
I think
So
could
I
be.
thought when everybody said, "Yo, congratulations," my first reaction was, and I thought everybody was thinking this, is like, "Wow, this guy bought himself a job for another 2 years."
Yeah, I
Right?
can see
He,
that
he's,
point.
he bought himself some time to maybe,
So,
prove that he's
but
a good leader, effective leader.
wouldn't you say Trudeau did the same thing?
Hundred
I
percent.
mean, look, the conservative leadership's about to go. There's a lot
This,
of wave there. There's if there was another election again, do you think he would win? A lot of people are unhappy with him, and he's kind of guaranteed that he's sticking around now by doing this. So
I, I'm gonna say this. People will say I'm a stan, but he would win only because CPC would. I'm counting on CPC to shoot themselves in the foot, so they would,
I mean,
and then they're
it's
not
on
gonna
brand for
vote for
them,
the
right?
NDP. Yeah, it's on brand for them exactly. So they shoot themselves in the foot. Um, they're gonna get someone in there who's gonna end up having a picture with a Ku Klux Klan hood on from 5 years ago or something like
yeah,
that, something crazy.
that doesn't matter.
And,
That doesn't matter to Western and Eastern Canada. It's only Ontario you're talking about, right?
well,
So
it's what they need to win, right? So
yeah.
they're not gonna get elected, and that's great for JT. So I think he would have another term. Plus, like with this Ukraine thing, as sad as fucking it is, it's a great diversion from all government's mismanagement, including the federal of the whole fucking COVID crisis. Um,
It'll be
so I mean, I think he would have got boosted. I think people like his reaction to the whole fucking Russia aggression, right? So
yeah, yeah.
One thing that's came
so
up,
yeah,
But I know the people who hate him really hate him now, more
yeah,
so
yeah.
than
yeah.
before, right? So it's like,
It's like,
yeah,
how is he still
he's
around?
yeah.
But
So my feeling is that this is kind of like he's playing chess. He's like, okay, I'm gonna let Jagmeet look like he has a win, but guess what? I get to stay for even longer, and I got 3
I
bonus years
mean,
now to figure
it's
this
a
out.
win-win for both, right? I guess that's what it's like when a trade
Jagmeet,
helps both sides. It kind of
look, in the next
keeps
election,
Jagmeet alive, keeps Trudeau alive.
but if next election Jagmeet doesn't win any seats, he's gone, right? That's the only win for him. He has to
On that
have a
note, though,
stellar election.
on that note,
So
what does Jagmeet campaign on next time? Because how does he criticize a government that he's agreed to prop up? Like, how do you sit on stage or stand on stage and be like, "Well, Trudeau, you also did this and that," and if I'm the conservative, I'm like, "Yeah, and you supported it." So you're really
yeah.
just honestly the way I see it, and I've made this comment is Jagmeet is the most effective Sikh minister in the Liberal Party.
That's
Right.
good. I
That's
like that.
solid.
I like that. Yeah,
Um,
that's good.
but yeah, it does hurt him for the next election because how do you go on stage and try to criticize a government that you've
No,
agreed to
yeah.
prop
What do
up,
you
right?
do? Like, what do you? I just don't get where he goes from here.
So like,
That's what I'm at. I don't get it.
I
and
mean, you'll find some scandal and be like, "Oh, this is what did it for us," and now we're backing away.
yeah,
No,
it's
but I mean,
100% going to come down to that.
Yeah.
do we think in our lifetimes we'll ever see an NDP form a government in this country, federal
Oh
government?
fuck!
But I mean, look, people in India
Wouldn't
didn't
that be
say Aam
rock
Aadmi.
bottom?
No,
If the answer is no, and we know they're going to lose and they're not going to win, what does that give every NDP leader 2 elections maybe? And then they get voted out and they go, oh, it's time for new leadership. We need what? Jack Layton, Thomas McClare, Jagmeet, another 2 elections to someone else. I don't know what this does for him. Is this going to make him prime minister by doing this? No. And that's the reality,
but
right?
that's
If he's
another one of
trying
the
to,
thing about the NDP though. They've never been a governing party till Jack Layton kind of had that orange wave and they made it seem possible. They were always supposed to be that opposition party or that
but they're
opposition
not, they're not,
voice.
they're not opposition though,
That exactly. So their goal is
right? They're
always
just guys in a corner, guys and
literally,
girls. Yeah.
literally in a corner. But I don't know. So I still think it's a win for Jagmeet just because it allows him to say, "Look, this is what I campaigned on, and this is what we were able to deliver while being that third place party. Imagine
So we
what we
know
could do if we were number one."
Shinda for Jagmeet. Just I'm putting it out there. He's gonna be out there in the rally.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
look, man, I've been transparent. I've voted NDP the last 2 elections. I mean,
Have you?
I've supported NDP.
Oh, I didn't
I
know that.
supported the Liberals. I supported the Liberals when Trudeau's first run. Second run, I backed off because I was kind of disappointed with a lot of this stuff. I support conservatives. I supported the conservatives before Trudeau when they were going through the Dion years and Ignatieff years. I was pretty good on like more consciously voting conservative up until like that whole Burqa thing. That's when I was like,
The
you guys are really showing your
ter-
Western roots here.
Hotline.
the hotline is
Yeah.
The hotline kind of did it for me.
So that's when I slowly backed off from supporting the federal Conservatives. Since Jagmeets been leader, I feel obligated almost to vote NDP, even if I don't agree with their policies.
Does Canada need a fourth centrist party, like an actual center party? Do you think
That's what the
Liberals have
Liberals
gone? No, but they've gone left.
They've gone too left.
They've gone
But they
left.
govern right. They govern from the right.
Jagmeet has fallen off the cliff because that's the NDP, and the Conservatives have gone full right. I don't think anyone's left in the center. You know,
Or is the center just really
I think
wide
certain,
open?
I think certain candidates, let's say, we talk about Patrick Brown. You know, the way he talks, again, he's more of a center candidate, whereas in Pierre would be more right. And Liberals have gone full left, man. I don't think who's center in the Liberal Party.
I feel like it gets weird because the Liberals always talk like they're from the left, but the policies and everything they do is a little bit more center, or
No,
it's
I
not
think
very
they've been-
left. Like they,
No, now, like recently, I agree with you. In the past, fine, you know, they're center left, but recently, with all the stuff they've been doing, do you think they've been more?
but like what have they
center or
been doing? That's what I'm curious about, right?
fiscally irresponsible? That's what I would say. They were always a centered approach, right? But now they're just
I
like,
don't know about that, man. Like you
giving
can't.
money to
I'm not gonna blame fucking inflation on them. The whole
not
world.
inflation.
Okay, the
Giving
whole
out business loans, giving out COVID money, you know, tomorrow, basing it on nothing. You could have
So
worked a day, and
so they borrowed when it's the cheapest to borrow in fucking history of Canada. I know, but it's the cheapest time to, right? I mean, look at
But the
you
question-
fucking we're fucking blaming the government. Let's just be real. We're fucking blaming the government to fucking borrowing money from the bank when every fucking he's giving fake fucking income and over leveraging themselves and buying 2 or 3 houses. But we're doing the fucking same thing. No
But
one's
our
saying, "Oh, we're
government-
bad," and we're mismanaging our money. As soon as the
government-
government fucking does it,
I'll say
"Oh,
this.
you're bad at business."
I'll say this about
the government
inflation.
would be smarter.
Look, I'll say this about inflation: is we're criticizing the Liberal government in Canada for their handling of inflation here.
No,
Right?
I'm not blaming them from inflation. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I'm talking about, like, look, I didn't take it, but I could have applied and got 50 grand for no reason.
Yeah, and
No reason. And I could have got COVID funding for no reason. And you're like, people did it, took their, like, it just was mismanaged. That's all I'm saying. It's money.
And so where I come
have to
in
know.
on the mismanagement is, I think, regardless of which government party's in charge, it was going to be mismanaged because governments are horrible at managing money.
Yeah, fair enough.
Conservative included. Conservatives, liberals. I think just governments in general. If you're in government, you're in there for that pension. The amount of impact you're going to make on the bureaucracies and your actual involvement day to day, you're going to try to do good for your people regardless. And that's when we change government.
They
Is
should
when
label it the Malia pension, because, man, he mastered that, eh?
yeah, like that's what it really comes down to my mind. Like I'm so not anti-government, but I have so little faith in government officials a lot of times to actually bring about change that when they do something, just a little thing, I celebrate it and be like, really, that's enough to make you happy. I'm like, look, man, I understand that these guys aren't there to change the world.
So-
They're there to.
So you're celebrating all the Dougler's new initiatives?
I like the Dougler, man. Dougler is. I'm straight going PC next election. I have zero
got-
like.
The problem is there's no one else.
I mean, who are you gonna go, Del Duca?
And that's the problem, right?
No, I mean Douglas actually was pretty good in my opinion. I actually liked his handling of things.
As long as he shovels my snow, I'm good. That's all.
You
I
just
want.
like that little shovel's really bothering you, man.
That was so stupid.
So stupid.
But yo,
This comms team, sometimes they do dumb shit.
they're
No,
kind
but-
of appeal to like some of the lowest common denominators. But yo, talking about like conservatives, the conservative fight. What are your thoughts right now going
What, the federal leadership?
the leadership? Anything new happen?
No, I know. Who stepped in? What's his name from Quebec?
Sure. Eh?
Charest. He was. He stepped in last week or 2 weeks ago.
No,
been a
he's-
couple of weeks.
Oh,
he's been there
okay.
same
Yeah,
town as Brown,
I
yeah.
just saw him in the news cycle recently. They're saying he's kind of the leader now, I guess, and the front runner.
No idea.
Him and Pierre. like the two
He's
front
probably the best centrist out of all the candidates, followed by Brown after, I think.
Do you think Brown has a shot?
If Brown is only known in the GTA. I mean, if he can raise his profile federally, then maybe.
Get those members signed up. Members.
So the way the conservative leadership race runs, it's a little different than the previous ones. Like the way the NDP one, it was just whoever makes the most members gets the most votes, and regardless, the conservative one's actually done by riding associations.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So not only do you have to make members, you have to make members across the country. because
Oh,
each riding
oh.
association has a max number of votes, and depending on how many members vote from that riding association, you get a percentage of their total votes.
So why does Brown think he has a shot?
So Brown actually is an underdog here because Brown has Ontario. Uh, he's going to try Alberta with his recent support from Michelle Rempel.
Ramble.
Michelle Rempel.
That was
Uh,
huge.
What was the
It's-
support? I didn't
She's
hear.
endorsing him.
She's
And
a
so
national chair.
Yeah, and she's a big name in Alberta. So if she could deliver him a few ridings from Alberta, that'd be big for him to take Alberta. BC, I don't know if he has any real ground there. He has nothing in Quebec, apparently. That's where Charest country is. So it's not an easy enough race because they knew if it was a one vote for vote, Brown he's pulling the Desi flex. Every Desi's signing up 50 people in their household. Every international student's voting, even though they don't know what's going on, right? It's like the Desis have mastered how to get that system,
Yeah, whatever works.
right? So it isn't as clean as a clear-cut win for Brown, and now all the scandals are starting. Like people are really digging into his time as mayor and going through the books, and they're like, "Well, he's spending this."
They'll find so much.
Well, right now they're coming out with he spent money from his mayoral fund on his campaign social, so stuff's gonna keep coming out, and it's gonna be a dirty race. Conservatives love.
If that's the worst of it, that's okay. So
Look,
far.
conservatives love doing the dirty work for all parties. They're going to tell you every single.
Well, considering what they did to him in his last election, if that's the best they got, that's not too bad.
That's
right?
not bad, actually.
Yeah,
Did you guys see this Jason Kenney thing?
no.
No.
Oh, so Jason Kenney, it came out for his Wildrose leadership
Walter
race.
Party, yeah.
Yeah. So he basically funded a candidate who just ran to take out the other leading opponent he had in the leadership race. So that all that guy did was just shit on the main leader, brought his numbers down, and Jason Kenney looked good and got elected as leader.
I'm not
And
even
now it's
mad at
coming
that.
out.
That's
The
just smart.
RCMP's investigating it. There's a Desi guy
Why?
who's like involved in it.
It's always a
Why?
busy guy.
Why is that illegal?
Funding it is illegal.
Isn't it like fixing the election?
I mean, you're just
apparently
throwing.
funding it is illegal.
I mean, I gotta respect
apparently.
the hustle there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So CBC did a huge investigation, and the RCMP's investigating it now.
CBC, the corrupt Canadian broadcaster, is that who you're talking about doing those?
They do a great
investigations?
job, man.
I
like
don't.
CBC.
I don't believe them. No, CBC actually has great content.
Yeah.
They had two good shows that I really, really liked. One was Working Moms.
Kim's
is great.
Convenience.
Kim's Convenience was dope. I like that show.
Kim's Convenience is a dope show. Dope.
Schitt's
Yeah.
Creek was really funny. I like Schitt's
Was
Creek.
this? Yeah, Schitt's Creek is good too.
That one
I don't know if
they
they.
crazy too.
I don't think they did Letterkenny. I think Letterkenny was Crave,
Yeah.
but Letterkenny has very CBC like roots.
Honda, yeah. No,
so-
I like CBC. I mean, they are a little too left leaning for my taste, but
I don't even know if they are,
it's
but
fine.
they were the news channel growing up of trust. You want trustworthy news, you need Peter Mansbridge at 9 p.m.
Yeah, Honda,
Peter's
exactly.
Mansbridge gangster.
But-
OG Peter Mansbridge.
Anyways,
But-
talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, I mean, in typical conservative fashion now, they're all gonna have mud slinging at each other. So, someone will shoot themselves in the foot, and JT will stumble across the finish line again.
Even with blackface paint.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It'll be way better than anything the conservative leader did.
I could honestly.
It'd be funny if, like JT's just like, what else can I do? Like
That's
how
what
do I
I'm
do
wondering,
this?
right? Like, what? Like, does it go through? Like, well, I tried the blackface thing and I was able to win with that. Like, what if what's the next thing that he adds to his like repertoire of? I'm gonna try to stumble across doing this.
There was like two scandals. One was that fundraising and that charity.
We something.
And then there's
Word
that
or
Quebec
something.
company too.
We was last time, right?
SMC.
SMC 11. Like that was like that's way too fucking complicated for
Was-
us to understand.
He got-
so gives a shit.
He ran after we, right?
Yeah.
Like the election happened after the we scandal broke. It wasn't before.
Yeah.
How the fuck did he survive we? We was a pretty bad scandal.
Because
Dude.
nobody cares.
Oh, because what's his face? The fight Murnau stepped down and took.
Oh,
he took the-
he took the bullet. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
He's a
big one. I forgot
billionaire.
about
That's
that one.
fine.
Yo, this man did blackface in a bug and had a Sikh minister, and he still got away with it.
What was that
fucking-
comedian? You guys probably saw
Yeah.
that clip What were you Indians more mad about? The fact that he was ringing the stud, or the fact that he was dark?
Sikhs. He's not Indian, man.
Yeah.
Sikhs. He's like, yo, you're not that dark.
Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that guy's
man. But
jokes.
yo, talking about uphill battles and just anything you going in Ukraine. I feel like we get the same topics week to week, but this shit keeps coming back up every week. Something new just gets added to it.
There's no way you. Yeah, there's no way you can't talk about it. You have to talk about it every week.
Well, what's
Yeah.
what's going on now? Any kind of updates? What do you guys think? What's been happening?
So that one city, Mariupol. Sorry
Yeah,
for
yeah.
any Ukrainian listening to it if I butchered the name, but yeah, that city's leveled. So they're saying 80 to 90% of the buildings in that city have been bombed out. So people are living in bunkers underneath these buildings. And the fucked up thing, like apparently the average salary in that city is like something like 300 euros a month. And that's why a lot of people don't even own cars in that city, right? So anybody who has any money or means has already left. So what you have stuck and bunkered in that city are the fucking poorest schmucks, poor people who barely had,
They got nowhere
enough
to go.
to scrounge together and have food and water and electricity and gas. Like they have almost nothing. Um, and there's no aid going in. The Russians aren't letting any aid going in. It's completely encircled. And they have Chechens in there fucking bombing the shit out of it.
That's
So before we started this podcast, I was like just doing my whole Twitter thing. It really seems like the Chechens, they're in there. They said it was the Azad Guard, whatever. The Nazi regiment was really holding things down there, fighting it out in Mariupol for the longest time. And everyone's like, "Yo, they're done." They're like, Russia has taken over Mariupol. It's a done deal. They've basically eliminated all those Nazis. So
Yeah, that the Azov battalion or whatever, right?
that's where they were putting up their biggest thing was in Mariupol. So
They're seasoned. They're seasoned. Those guys. So
which
And
that's
which Nazis? What are you talking about?
you were so Ukraine does have a bit of a Nazi problem.
I didn't read any of this, so.
I mean, we talked about it in the podcast.
yeah. I swear this guy
We swear to God had a full conversation about this. Robbie's like, wait.
I might as well know.
prescribe the drugs. Don't take them.
Not only does he not listen to the podcast when he's not on it, he doesn't listen to the podcast when he's on it. But yeah, no, there was a Nazi regiment inside the Ukrainian army, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And so they're known as the Azad Guard. I think I'm
Something of
messing up the
Azarov
names.
or something like that.
Right,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Azarov,
But
yeah, I think.
their main area of battle, and they're kind of reputable fighters, I guess, for the Ukraine side. Like they were one of their tough guys. They were based out of Mariupol, and that's the area that they just got slaughtered.
I'm going to come in for the save. I'm going to come in for the save here, Shinde. So this unit, they've been battling the Russian separatists in the east for a long time now, and
before this war even.
Yeah, before this war. So this is like a group of the Ukrainian military that is actually seasoned fighters. Okay, so they've done this
And
during
they're Nazis.
peacetime. So yeah, and they have the ideology or that leaning. So right away, every military strategist identified this city as a key city that Russia would try to take because it's like the second biggest city. It's a port city. It cuts you off the sea if you take it, right? So identified this as a key city that's going to be taken. So Ukraine put their crack troops there. Crack as in good, but also crack as in fucking nut jobs. And Russia, made it looks like we're going to take the city at all costs and we're going to send a message. We're going to bomb the fuck out of it and send a message to every other Ukrainian in any other city to make them fear about what they're going to do to their city and kill their spirit as far as fighting back and putting up a defense, right? So far, it doesn't look like it's worked. Like Ukrainians seem resolved to fight back and defend their land, but fuck, man, that city was going through it's fucked.
Okay.
Rob was like, all right.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah. So
thing
now,
that-
like,
I mean,
remember if you guys remember though, like one interesting that's happened now is last week I touched on this that a theater was bombed, and that there were children and women inside, right? They had signs up for the airplanes to see. So The U.S. and EU Parliament, everybody's come out. They've already said that Russia's committed war crimes, but now they're also, announced that they consider Putin a war criminal. So this is like a very hard stance that they've taken. That has like legal implications.
Are you
Not that
talking about
anything's
like
gonna
are
fucking happen.
you NATO in general, right?
You know, when you say it has legal
NATO and EU.
implications, where do these legal implications apply? Like the jurisdiction isn't in Russia, right? It's not like it's a legally binding thing in Russia. It basically means Putin can't leave the country or he'll get arrested if he goes to
So,
any of the Western countries. Like,
Well, it justifies any of their actions, right? So you put another label on something. If they want to do something, they can now, right?
I
And
mean,
that's the way I look at it. It's
there. This
justification for cause.
here's the significance, and the implications. The practical implications, sadly, are really nothing. But here's what happens. There's two courts in The Hague. One is the International
Criminal court, yeah.
Criminal Court
Yeah,
(ICC),
yeah,
and then the International Court of Justice. Okay, ICJ. ICJ is for when fucking countries commit war crimes and do bad shit, and ICC is for when individuals do bad shit. Okay, so announcing Russia, you know, that they've committed war crimes, that's when ICG gets triggered and they do an investigation and they say, yeah, you've committed crimes, and I don't know what the fuck else, what powers ICJ has is beyond me. But they've already done that. They've already said, they've already declared ICG did their investigation. They said Russia has committed war crimes. But ICC, this is the more interesting one. Um, this is when an individual, in this case Putin, if they declare that he is, yes, indeed, a war criminal, that means they've done an investigation where they see a message in writing where Putin's like, yeah, go bomb that school or go bomb that building, residential building. Then, yeah, like in theory, they can arrest him. They can issue an arrest warrant that, and a country that's a member of the ICC would be forced to arrest him and extradite Putin to The Hague. But Russia doesn't sign on to the ICC. So,
so
I
it's
mean,
like
ICC has done it in the past. They've arrested world leaders. Like, it's not like they're completely toothless, but Russia doesn't sign on to the ICC. So,
yeah.
so they're like your laws don't apply to us. Where
yeah, exactly.
and what about
Because,
China though?
China doesn't listen to anybody.
I don't know if China's part of the ICC or falls under it or not.
Like, doesn't that affect their relationship with Russia then?
I mean, yeah, now it's like, I mean, so again, it's a battle of optics, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's the 21st century. Wars aren't just fought, on the ground. Now they're also fought on the internet as well, right?
And in the
Positioning
media
and,
mostly.
and
Yeah.
influence. This is a war of influence as much as it is an actual war. Like we touched on it last week, right? What the stakes are for China and other Russian allies and what they are for the West. So this is a war of fucking influence. And yeah, if you are seen as fucking supporting somebody that the world considers a pariah and a war criminal, then it fucking sucks for you.
Well, it's we were talking about that last week, and I don't know if you guys read today NATO's response, or they're saying NATO leaders are ready to bolstering up the borders and sending more troops, about 140,000.
Yeah,
troops.
Canada sent 80 today
And well,
to Latvia.
United States makes a majority with 100,000, and there's something about chemical weapons. There's talks of that, and I don't know. It's just escalation, right? So I think we were talking about where does it go. I mean, it's a war, right? That's the eventuality, but hopefully, there could be some resolution or something gets figured out. But it seems like every week to week we talk about this, it's gonna get more and more tense. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess, right?
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that Russia has like this checkered past with Poland, like a national banda. Like Russians hate Poles, Poles talk shit about Russians. Like they got this historic feud, like
Yeah,
homes going against each other. Because there was a clip of a Russian commentator on a Russian he's a talking head on Russian news or whatever, and he was just like, these Poles need to because I guess one of the Polish leaders really came out heavy against Russia, and this talking head was just like, these Poles need to learn. We really do, put them back into the Stone Age. Like it was so violent. I was like, yo, this is really like Call of Duty level.
but they fought wars.
S&D. Not together. Were they fighting against each other? I don't know what their beef is. Like they have a historic blood hate. It seems the populations do for each other. From what I was gathering based on these talking heads talking, right? Talking heads talking. But
That's us.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing. I didn't realize that they were like sworn enemies to that
Well,
degree.
there was a. I'm just looking at this 1939 Soviet invasion of Poland, so that's happened.
Okay, so that kind of
Polish
explains it.
February
They've done this
14th,
before.
1919 Polish-Soviet War. So yeah, there'd be some hatred. There's some
So
history there.
based on my YouTube viewing history, the algos are pushing all these like informative videos to me about like the creation of Russia. So yeah, like they share a common ancestry, Poland and fucking Russians, going back to like the thousands of years. But yeah, there is beef, man. So for sure, it's gone on. That beef has translated to having some sort of, I guess, stereotypes and anonymity even till today.
Mm.
But yeah, the local fucking Polish store by my house, they sell fucking Russian products. How bad could it be?
I like that's
Hey
the
man, it's all
gist
good.
of. All right, moving on to like happier times and better times in life. I don't know. It's always hard to transition off this topic, man.
Yeah, it's like doom and gloom.
Well,
let's just
We talk about happier times and hopefully, but I mean, I guess I'll go. I was driving through Malton the other day. And I was just thinking about like, when we get older and we think about the time that we're in, and we always romanticize the past, right? We all look back and say, "Oh, this was good, that was good," and we think about times past or historical things. And I just got thinking, if you were in a situation, you had all the money in the world. That's the first thing.
Mm.
Which time period would you go and live in? Why?
Do
What?
you get the
Which
money?
You got the money. You got
hold
the
on.
money. The
Are
money's
you
good.
going in back in that time that you were that time, or are you going back
No,
in time
no.
like now?
Time machine. You can go any period in time. Where are you headed and why? But your money's good.
See, that's a weird one because like one of my favorite eras growing up was like the 95 to 2004-ish era, like middle school to high school,
No, that's like your
right?
life. I'm talking about
No,
Let's
any
talk
time in
about like
history.
the
Any
cold, the medieval
okay.
era and shit like that. That's what
anything
I'm
you
talking.
want.
I
When and
I
why?
don't want I don't want to go forward in time. I don't think I want to go backwards.
You would want to go forward.
Yeah, man, fuck. We have better tech now than we did then. Like the
Well,
fuck.
that's
I mean,
interesting because I think look when we look at like all the content and on Netflix and all these different TV shows, they're always kind of um,
The
you
fuck am I
know
gonna go do back in the medieval time? Man?
no,
this
but
is
I'm
Fucking
this
just
is what
saying
he's
shit.
asking. Do you want to
they're
be a Bridgerton character?
Yeah, maybe that. No, I was watching what was the Tom Hardy show? Taboo. He has a
Taboo.
show about London. I'm
Yeah.
looking like, man, if you were like rich and part of the East Indian Company, you were balling. It might have been a good time to live, right? But we obviously romanticize that because
But
obviously the
like,
world was a horrible
Yo,
place to live.
the only problem with your hypo is that if I went back to an era I liked where I think money would take me, be good for me, I'm still a brown guy in the Western world. So,
Oh wait, would you be in the court of Maharaja Ranjit Singh?
no,
I
man, times
mean,
were tough back then. People were dying at
I
age
know.
40.
I don't know, man, but he was balling. He's probably living a great life.
I don't know,
Six were
man. I
being
don't want to
hunted
be
in
stuck in
jungles.
India without AC. Yeah, no,
You're
no
shitting in
money.
a hole type era, man. No,
Yeah, no,
No, not at all.
no.
How about
that's
1960,
If I could be
1960?
white
If you could be a
and
white
had
man,
money,
yeah.
then I'd go to like the late 1800s.
Well, really? Why? What's in the 1800s?
I don't know. It just seems
Oh,
like
let me guess. Women's rights don't exist.
yes, I guess that. Well, I was more going like people with money, the world's your oyster. You know, butlers and servants
you gotta
and living
set.
a lavish lifestyle it's normal. You would get canceled for that.
Man, it takes you
Um,
4 days to go anywhere because you have horse and buggy. You don't even have like
Yo, no,
proper
fine.
roads.
I would go if I was a rich white man. 70s,
what?
The
1970s.
cocaine era, man. It makes sense.
Money, people. Hey, man was on the moon by then. Tech was there. Life's not that different than it is today, right?
So much
Technology would be better,
different.
but not that much different. Like you're talking
No
about shitting in a
internet.
hole.
No
No,
internet. Yeah.
Why do you
no
need internet?
internet.
You got all the money in the
That's
world. Why do you need internet? What? You only
You know
need
how
internet
different the world was
because
without the internet? If we disconnect the internet for even an hour, we start like wondering what the hell's going on.
Chinda, why would you need internet in the 70s? You tell me why would you need the internet? If you had all the money in the world, why do you need the internet?
What am I doing with that money? That money's you like
You got 20 butlers, 20 chefs. You got a big mansion.
To go to stores to spend it.
No, you don't
Yeah,
have
you
to go straight.
can't. There's no Amazon.
Your butler goes. You don't have to
Yeah,
go.
well, there's no convenience. There's no convenience to the money back then. Not the convenience we have now.
Yeah, but the convenience is only because you have
Like
to
I would
work
be
hard to
going
get
to a
the money.
fucking catalog and be like, "What shit do I need?" And then
No, man,
picking up a phone
the tailor would be
and
coming to
writing
your
in a
house.
credit card.
You wouldn't be able to like really use your leisure time because there's no good TV shows to watch.
70s muscle cars. That's a
I'd
good
be
time, man.
afraid of flying on a plane in fucking 1970.
You're
Why?
coughing everywhere. Everyone's just smoking around you
Anything.
still.
Yo, fuck. I'm gonna fucking destroy this topic and segue away. Did you guys watch that Boeing fucking documentary on the 737 Max?
No,
Is it the
haven't
one
even
in
heard of
China
it.
that just crashed?
I mean, that's it. That was a 737-800 that crashed.
That was straight down.
That's fucked. I still
It's
can't explain it. Like
Hold
me,
on,
I
what
was
is
a
this?
bit of it.
Give me some context as to what we're talking about.
In,
There's a doc.
this past week, a plane in
Plane in
China
China.
crashed, and it crashed fucking straight nosedive down.
It nosedives
Not like
straight
not
vertical.
like
Hold on.
slowly down, like most fucking down.
I swear to God, I have not heard about no plane crashing on
Yeah,
any
it's
of
like
my like new media that I consume.
133
This
people
guy's guaranteed
passed
working for
away.
the Chinese. That's why he doesn't get any of the news.
It was
Been
not
popped
on
up.
any of my like. It didn't pop up anywhere. Just at first,
Dude,
I'm
all
hearing
over
about
the
it right
news.
now.
What are you talking about?
What new? I mean, I guess it shows what bubbles I live in, right? Because I've
Like China
heard nothing
Eastern or
about this.
something like that. It's fucking crazy.
I went to I went to type in China plane, and China Palace near me came up.
Oh God.
That's how much I go to China Palace.
I love China
Um,
Garden. Never been to China Palace.
but Robbie, a lot of what?
What?
Yeah, okay, look, how do I send you guys this picture? It has just a graph.
Just posted. No, hold on.
Oh, there's
Are we
the
really
video.
gonna?
There's a video. There's a video of it in
Get
this
the video
last
option.
second.
Come on, man.
How they video it? Like, where were they recording? Like, where did this crash happen? Give me more.
In China, there's a plane. It was cruising at 29,000 feet, and then all of a sudden it dropped like 10,000 feet in a minute. It leveled off for like a few seconds, and it dropped all the way to the ground. The whole crash took about 2 minutes, and it was straight fucking nosedive. China Eastern Airlines crash 55735.
All right. So based on that, there was a documentary that came out just accidentally coinciding with this thing.
So the plane, the model that crashed is a 737-800. And if you guys remember a couple of years ago, there were two crashes, the 737 MAX. So people are like, "Oh, is this the MAX all over
Oh,
again?" No,
okay,
it's
yeah.
not. It's not.
Check the
Um,
notes in the.
Mm-hmm.
it's a different plane. Um, but you know, people make that fucking mix up. But
I know.
Netflix
Don't
is
you
a
just
great
hate when people
documentary.
mess up these bottles? Fuck.
Yeah, but Netflix is a great fucking documentary on the 737 Max and what Boeing fucking did. Like this corporate gross negligence. Fucking cutting corners on that plane is fucked.
Did any of those planes crash? They did, right?
Two.
Two. Oh, wow.
This is crazy. I'm still kind of not over the fact that I even missed the whole news about this plane crashing. But yeah, so this documentary, what was your takeaway?
I mean, look, it's like any other corporate gross negligence documentary is pretty fucked up. This one just hit me a little bit more because A, aviation nerd, B, it was really well done, the video. And C, fucking Boeing still really hasn't paid for shit. And these planes are back in the air. They made them safe now, but they're back in the air. It's pretty fucked. I'm flying on one in a few weeks.
I wouldn't even know if I had been on one. I wouldn't even know.
Would you be nervous now? Yeah, like when I go on a plane, I don't know anything about the plane, the model, any of that. I'm just on a plane.
I
The
just
most
sit down,
I
like, oh,
think,
it's a nice plane. Oh, let's look at this plane. Look at the screens, man. They got big screens now.
yeah, it's like, oh, well, I'm like, oh, it's one of those tablet flights where I got to bring my own tablet. That's the worst.
Which flights are
Yeah.
those? You gotta bring your own
It's-
tablet.
Or like, if you have your own tablet, you can consume media, or we can rent you out a tablet. But they don't
Oh,
have
okay.
screens on the back of the seats.
Oh, that sucks.
So that's the only one I don't know. I've never been a big flight guy, or sometimes I'll send Raji my flight and he'll tell me about the plane, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. Well, half caring about it, but only thing I've seen on Netflix new is Top Boy's back up.
Top Boy was sick.
Top Boy season 4, you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it already. You got through it.
Holy
I'm good.
smokes! All right, I gotta watch it. I
Top
saw
Boy
it.
was good.
I need to get on Top Boy. I love Top Boy as a whole franchise. So music, even I love the music. It got me listening to UK drill and UK rap.
Yeah, I heard a lot about the show, but I want to watch the precursor to it before I watch Top
Summer
Boy.
House.
Summer
By the way,
House.
boys, I put in a link in the notes of the video in the final seconds before it crashed. It's pretty fucking jarring.
All right,
If
I'm
you're
not
getting
gonna
on
play
a
the video
film,
now.
don't watch it. Don't watch it.
All right,
Why?
I will not watch it.
I posted the video, but don't watch it.
I will
Not if
not
you're gonna
be
play
linking it here.
I
F1
dropped my
racing.
crack. Don't smoke it.
Did you guys watch the new Drive to Survive?
Yeah, I finished it.
I'm halfway through, so I'm getting
I-
there. But what do you think?
I didn't realize how much Drive to Survive like. And I had some ideas, but then I saw a whole like post on this. Is how Drive to Survive really funded F1, and like it
Yeah.
grew F1. Like
Well,
In Canada last year, it grew 100%. 100%. It's the fastest growing sport in Canada.
Well,
Yeah.
a few years before they brought it back to the U.S. with the F1 US. That's usually in Austin, Texas. This year it's in Miami as well. And me and Ranji were just talking about it before. They just announced they're going to Vegas.
In
So think about
2023,
it. From going to no
3
races,
races.
now 3 races in the US. That's huge, right? And yeah, man, it's growing like crazy. So I like the sport because it's just not racing. There's so much other things involved in it, right? The politics, the game strategy when they're actually racing, the technology in the cars. So, you know, there's so much stuff to actually learn about it. So and every year the cars are different. So if people keep getting into this, well, sport's gonna be huge.
Yeah, the drama's crazy too.
Yeah, the
I really
drama's
need
amazing.
to. I need to catch up on this Drive to Survive thing.
You need to
and
find out what torque is. The fact that you didn't know what torque was last time really boggled my mind.
who me?
That and I
Yeah,
and
you're
I,
like, I don't know what torque is. I was like, how don't you know what torque is?
What the fuck are we talking about? I don't even remember this conversation.
that show though has done such a good
I know
job.
what torque is, man. I did engineering. What the
Did
hell are
you?
you talking
Did you really
about?
though?
I mean, I dropped out of engineering, but I went to class for like the
Enough to
exam.
know what
man.
torque is.
Like I know what torque is.
What's torque?
Torque is the. Oh, now you want me to fucking explain it without doing a diagram? How do I
Twist. That's all you gotta
twist?
say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's how much leverage you can generate from.
Isn't it
this-
downforce?
It's like
twist.
whatever,
That's
man.
all it is.
Uh, But yo,
Anyways.
going back to the show, like what they've done is sick job. My wife, who is not a sports person at all, watched it with me when COVID hit, and she watches F1 now. It's kind of a handicap because my buddies went to the race, the Abu Dhabi race at the end of last season, and they were trying to get me to go, and she's like, "No, I'm a fan of it too now. If you go, I'm going." I was like, "Shit." All right, boys,
well, I
you guys
guess
take
we-
care.
neither of us can
I
go.
can't go. Yeah. Well, they went. I didn't. But no, I mean, look, if they can make somebody who knows nothing about the sport a fan, I mean, that means that the document or the series has done its job. Great content, great promotion of the sport. It's grown the sport.
And the production is sick of the show.
Fucking great.
Just the views and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I need to make an effort to watch. I just don't have the attention span. So for so many, like I tried watching Top Boy yesterday, and as soon as I started and it's like 1 hour and 8 minutes remaining, I'm like, oh, this is 8 minutes too long. Do I really want to get into this right now? And I just turned it off.
Are you a binger? Like I have to finish it. Like I can't like watch like 3 episodes and then go back into it. If I
I do
stop, I'm
episodes.
done. I'll never go
I
back.
do a few episodes. I can't binge. I don't have the energy to binge or the attention to binge.
Binging came from 24, man. Remember 24?
Oh man,
24
yeah.
That,
24 created the binge cycle, but
yeah, the stupid clock, dude.
there's just way too much happening around. Like I legit cannot. I just can't sit that still.
I binge in spurts. So like if I really hooked onto a show, I'll watch like 2-3 episodes and then
That's
knock
my
out.
max. 2-3 episodes is my max.
Yeah, like but I binged. Like I did Top Boy. I did what's that Taboo show this week? There's something else.
You
Half
finish
Stars.
whole seasons in a
In a night,
what?
in a sitting.
Well, sometimes like I have time at work, so I'll just eat my lunch and throw an episode there.
Like
So,
Top Boy's 9 hours. You watch 9 hours of TV.
How do you get this time? I'm so jealous.
I'm not ripping off people on a daily basis. That's why.
Holy fuck.
And he's not playing video games. I know if I stop playing video games, I can make time.
Yo, but video games, I can't play video games anymore. Like I used to play every Assassin's Creed. Came out, would pass it, binge it essentially. I haven't been able to play a video game like the last 2 years. I've tried. I get into them like I can't do this. Whereas then I find TV's just like even if I don't like it and I don't watch it, I don't care. I'm not missing out. But a game, I feel like you got to finish it, right? So I buy them all, but I just don't play them. My PS5 hasn't been turned on in about a year. So
I don't even have a PS5. Let's. I was getting shit for that, but for me, it's
self-privileged.
just a constant choice. It's constant choice. Do I watch TV or do I play video games? And I kind of opt for video games right now.
Ranji,
I
are
want
you
to watch.
playing? Ranji has a gaming computer. Did you play?
I during when COVID hit, I started getting back into gaming again. Yeah, so then I built this rig as well. Now I don't play anymore. I don't have time,
Yeah,
but
when it has time.
I did. I did for a few months, man. It was great.
I want to get my gun license though because I realize that you can buy Car 98s are legal in Canada.
And shoot animals that you're not gonna eat.
Yeah.
But yo, Car 98, one of the best guns in Call of Duty, is legally it's legal to own in Canada
R98. Which one is that?
as
Is
a
it
sniper.
CAR?
What is that?
Okay,
Okay.
it's a sniper. It's a rifle.
R98?
Car 98, KAR,
Oh,
and
the car. Yeah, yeah, I know what a car is.
yeah.
But it's not an assault rifle?
It's not an assault rifle.
Oh, just a rifle. Yeah, you're
It's a
right.
rifle, and you can put a
No,
sniper
what?
scope
Oh,
on it.
no, AR-15. AR-15 is an assault rifle, right?
Yeah,
AR-15.
it's not an AR.
Okay.
It's a
This looks like this looks like a sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
bolt
yeah.
one. It's the bolt
Yeah,
rifle.
it's a bolt rifle. I don't know.
Yeah.
I swear I saw it. I'm like, yo, it'd be dope to own one of these.
It's not even a good one in the game.
No, it's the
Where-
best one. What the fuck are you talking about? This is why I knew Randy stuck in games. Is
Yeah,
the
you're
best
really
sni-
good, eh? You're really good.
I'm a fucking legend, man. No, but
Yo,
it
this-
was one of the most
yo, this-
popular guns.
Yo, there's guns from World War II, bro. Why
It
do
was
you
one of the
want
most popular snipers in COD, in Warzone, and I was like, "This be cool." Then I'm like, I could probably just buy like a picture of it and put that up on my wall. Not like I'm actually gonna use it.
that? You sure you don't want to kill some bear or deer?
I swear to God, I feel like I'd be like one hunter that goes to get a bear and gets killed by the bear. And it's not even be like a grizzly gets killed by a black bear cub.
This is gonna be my first gun I buy, just because
What's
of
the
you.
gun?
Which one?
Car
Oh, the Car
98.
98.
How
Randy's
much
like,
is it? Yo, what? How much do guns cost?
Like the Car 98, his top price was like a grand.
I'll find out. from
Guns are
this
that cheap?
one.
No, they can't be that cheap.
Like ARs
Dude,
are more expensive.
you can get a
than-
shotgun for like $300, man. Yeah.
That's easy. The easy way to solve gun control: just raise the prices.
I mean, aren't some of these like illegal? Like the good ones are probably illegal, right? Like the
So
expensive
how
ones.
much is a really good hunting rifle cost? Like what's the
You can
max?
go sky's the limit because somebody will put bells and whistles that don't make it effective, like
No,
wood
no,
from
I'm
a-
just talking
wood from a
stock.
rare tree.
Let's just say stock.
Wood from a
stock.
rare tree. What? But like, what do you mean? Something decent to go hunting with?
Decent. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on
Like
Cabela's.
$500, $600.
No, it's 1,500. That's what I'm getting.
Yo, but weren't handguns
1,500
expensive?
great
Like how
gun.
much is a Desert Eagle?
Well, I have no fucking idea.
I thought someone
Yo.
told me that this Desert Eagle they own was like $1,200.
This gun's called the Henry Big Boy Lever Action Rifle. That's a great name. Big Boy.
Boy.
Yo, searching Desert Eagle. Someone told me that they have like this really expensive Desert Eagle, and I was like,
Aren't they like gold plated or something like that? The Desert
yeah, it's
Eagles?
a very decorative gun, from what I understood.
The
Everybody's-
decorative. Oh, yeah. Everybody's researching guns now. Everybody's fucking looking on guns.
Everyone, none of us have our gun license.
You know,
Randy,
like
bro.
the best
Except
is you know
me.
when when you're playing Call of Duty and you're picking your gun and you're like customizing. That's literally what we're doing now. Looking at the guns.
It's like, how much is this gonna
Yeah.
cost me to do this? Boys, bundle of the week. Let's get this going.
Okay.
Bundle.
Bundle. Where is the article? Is the CEO for BC? I guess I'll get through the contact. CEO of BC Resort on leave after sexist remark at tourist conference. So this dude named, I think Vivek Sharma was his name. On International Women's Day, he was making a speech and he made essentially sexist comments. He was as he made the speech, when the applause died down, he said, "Okay," to all the women, "now go clean the room and do the dishes," to get a cheap laugh out of the crowd.
I guess he didn't read the room.
No, you know what was crazy? But when I read it, is he
International
made them
Women's
stand
Day.
up. He asked them to stand up so that they could acknowledge him.
Yeah, that's what he did. So all the women stood up and then clapped, and then he made the comment. CEO.
Is
And
it
he's on leave
possible
now.
to have like that lack that
No,
much
how-
self awareness
How stupid could you be? What did he think was going to happen?
that they're all gonna
How
laugh
did-
and be like, "Oh my god, he's so funny."
I just don't understand how some of these people get into their positions. I don't. Like someone like that, come on.
Like someone so dumb in such a
That's
like
just so dumb, right? And
lapse
he
of
and he
judgment,
did.
or just in a weird bubble.
I mean, you can't say that when you're giving speeches to like people who don't really know you. But if it's like, you amongst your team and they all know you're really chilling, you're just making a sarcastic joke, that's okay. He just
But so,
time and place, man.
but I feel like
What an
some
idiot.
people get so fixated in their place, like they don't realize what the general room would be. Because, like you said, maybe in his team he's making these kind of jokes all the time, and people know him as like that Michael Scott character, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he takes that and you open it up to a wider audience, and all of a sudden you're like,
The shitty thing is, he was on all these boards and shit like
On the
that,
boards, yeah, like he's on the
and he had
Fairmont
to
Hot
step
Springs.
down. He
Yeah,
stepped down and everything.
career
he's all,
dead.
he's not gonna ever get hired again for at least for a while, I'd
Did you
say.
say, "Oh, hired"?
Hmm.
Oh,
What did
yes. I
is
heard
it?
something else.
What did you
Hold
hear?
on, what did you hear? You got a
What did you
really
hear?
crazy
I thought you said
reaction.
he's never gonna get hard again. I was like, well, all right.
What?
Well, maybe the woman wants to be with him, so
I guess
possibly.
maybe not. Yeah, I was like, it's a
Man,
pretty extreme thing to say, but fuck, maybe you're right.
I don't know, man. It's gotta suck. But everyone likes a good redemption arc, so maybe he's gonna come out, donate a bunch of money to
No, man, I
women's
have to say,
causes.
look at the guy's picture, man. He just looks like a creep too. So, no, what an
Certified
idiot.
bonder.
Bonda, he's a bonder, man. You can't be CEO and say stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, fuck.
That's like your wife's making you a wonderful dinner, and everyone's over for Thanksgiving. You stand up, all right, women, get to the kitchen, right?
Ugh.
And everybody just, what do you think's gonna happen? You're gonna have plates flying at your head. Like you would never say that. So what makes you? And the best is to make them stand up and get everybody to clap for them.
That was what I thought was worst. But when you made that comment, the
Man.
joke you just announced about being in like your own friend circle crowd, and you telling, I'm like, I honestly can. There's a few people that come to mind that I can see making that kind of joke, thinking they'd get a laugh.
Yeah, but
I can make that joke amongst my cousins or something.
what
Like,
would you do at work?
no, fuck no.
And there you go. Or in the front of what? How many people was it? Like hundreds? So
I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
like
What
the
an
fact that he
idiot.
made them stand up and then he punked them. I honestly feel like if you let them stay seated,
no,
it wouldn't have
no,
been as
no.
big of a
On
deal.
remember on International Women's Day, it was like the whole story. It just gets worse, right?
This
So
guy's insane, man.
Whatever. All right, well, Bunder he is.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, should
All
they
right.
found your gun? $3,500.
Really? That's a nice one. Yo, get it and just put it on the background and replace that rolled map you got.
Oh, that's a great map.
is
Apparently, you
actually
get
a great map.
robbed. If once people find out you have guns, they find out where you live and rob you. So,
Randy, what's your address again?
yeah.
Let's get it out there.
I mean, don't you just gotta look it up in the Ontario Legal Society handbook or like Yellow
They
Pages or
don't.
whatever?
I don't have my home address on that, and I wouldn't put my home address on it.
I thought a lot of people, if they're filling out official like college documents, they put like their regular information. 'Cause I
Yeah, but
remember.
that's
No,
not
you
that's
you
not
put in
public
you put
information.
in where you work. So you
Yeah,
put in
yeah.
where you work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just
The
remember
college
I was
has your
working.
house. Yeah.
I was working with someone and he wanted to get like talk to the CEO of a company. And it wasn't like a crazy CEO. It wasn't like a Fortune 500 company. It was a company that manufactured something that he really wanted to talk to them about. But their website had no contact information other than an email. And so like he asked me to like find this guy's information. I'm like, look, there's nothing on this website for you to like call someone. This guy folds up the business bureau listings, found the company, found the guy who registered the business, and called him direct. And I was like,
Oh
I
yeah, I mean,
didn't know to do that, but that seems
you
like
just
a
do
good way to
corporate
talk.
search. Yeah, you do the corporate search. If the guy owns the company, he'll probably be a director of it, and then just show up to his house.
Yeah, I didn't know that was how you could quickly find this information, and I was
Well,
like
then,
kind of
Randy,
creeped
this
out.
is how they find your stuff, right? Just you're on there.
I
So
mean,
we
yeah,
just told people how to find you out.
yeah,
What
I
else
mean, if you're gonna pay the 40, $50 to do it, then you deserve to know.
is there any other valuables in the house that the
And
robbers should
Rob
have?
used to pulling out a pen.
Yeah.
He's
Don't
like,
worry,
"Can
I
you
have
direct me
insurance.
to where I gotta go? Where's the
I got
jewelry
insurance.
box?" All right,
So,
boys.
all right.
All right,
All right.
we kept this one under 2 hours, man. That's an accomplishment in
I thought
itself.
we're not. I thought we were at an hour.
We're an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
we're a
Oh, that's
little
not
less
bad.
than an hour and a half. Yeah, no, it's
So out of the
good.
40, hopefully the 10 have stayed
Perfect.
and listened and are listening to this. We thank
Hey,
you.
man, we appreciate
We
everyone who
generally do thank
listens.
you, and we do appreciate you.
And yeah, no, I'm honestly hoping more happens in the world because I am so tired of talking about war and the PC party. legit
let's
3 weeks in a row. I don't even know what else to bring up
let's
because
ta-
that's
let's
all
talk
that
about
keeps
Russia to
happening.
implode. Russia will implode and they'll be crazy. Yo, some of his guys are stepping down, eh? So you never know what's
Who?
happening.
Who's
Russia,
stepping down?
Putin's guys are stepping down.
I honestly kind of think that Putin doesn't come out of this. Not that
Yeah,
I just
because yo,
don't think
that
Oh,
Stalin
we,
okay,
causes
we
we're
anything.
going,
literally just talked about how we're talking about war too much, and you
dude.
guys went straight back into it.
Like
We're such
somehow,
uncles, man. We
I
can
think
always
that
talk. This is a topic that
Yo,
keeps on
it's
getting.
like this is the point where someone's like, "Yo, order the pizza, get some tandoori chicken. Let's get this going."
yo Navalny,
Oh,
his
yo,
fucking
hold
critic.
on, hold on. Real sorry. Tandoori chicken or buffalo wings? Which one is better?
Tandoori chicken from a tandoor.
Yeah.
And by tandoori, that's a red chicken, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
from a
yeah.
tandoor. Has to be from a tandoor.
I'm just legit curious. Because I made vegan
I don't know,
buffalo
Shanda,
wings
that's
today.
2 weeks in a row. First you were hunting, now you're asking about chicken types. Welcome to the dark side.
The conversation I was at, but yeah, I had vegan buffalo wings today, and they were horrible.
Oh,
And
good God.
then they're actually
But honestly, just don't eat them. You're probably better just eating air. Why do you guys subject yourselves to this torture of trying to eat meat-like products when you don't want to eat meat?
it's not even meat like products. This is legit cauliflower with
No,
buffalo.
buffalo cauliflower things those are yum.
Those
I
are
mean,
yum.
not as
They're
they're
yum.
yum, but not as good as the real thing.
That's our co-host Ranj.
All
His
right.
complete
On
review.
that
They're
note,
yum. Those are so yum.
on that note, everyone, any of you guys have anything to plug?
Well, 1 second before you end, I'm gonna end on a lighter note because talking about last week, we talked about poop. I think that was a pretty popular topic, but something happened to me at work today. I had to tell you guys about. Went into the urinal. I started laughing because I was thinking about the podcast. You know, when you're in the urinal, you get.
So you're holding your
this-
wee wee and you're laughing.
No, you're done. Yeah, I was laughing to myself. Yeah, take it how you want. And you know, when someone walks in and you're going to wash your hands and they're going to the stalls, the dude goes to the stall. He lets one rip. Just lets it rip, man. I'm telling you, this was audible. It sounded like surround sound. It sounded like a thud, tuba, whatever you want to call it. It was loud, right? And once again, I almost started chuckling because you know you hear something.
I
you
would
start
have
laughing.
chuckled. I would have chuckled.
I'm about to chuckle. Here's the kicker. He walks back out of the stall, proceeds to wash his hands, goes to the urinal, and I just walked out because I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I was
What
like,
happened?
did he just go into the stall to rip one and decide to go use the urinal? I think he didn't go to the urinal because I was at the urinal, and he literally had to go rip one, so he went to rip one in the stall.
I mean,
See,
that's
the
polite.
See, the
That's
psychology of the washroom is weird. I'm telling you, we're all different.
When I'm in the washroom, I don't even want to. I don't think I'd go to a stall to rip.
Well, it
Like,
happened, and I thought it was
I feel
pretty
like if you're in the
funny.
washroom, you're allowed to rip without people judging you for ripping unapologetically.
I don't know. I thought it was funny, and I judged him. So there we go. On that
All
note.
right. On that note,
On that note, all right, everyone, thank you guys for listening. Leave
Thank
a
you.
comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and yeah, let us know what you guys thought. I'm so fucking tired. I think I got more kids stuff to do. It never ends.
I thought you
still
said
hear my
like
kid
I
running
have
around in the
that I don't know
background.
about.
yeah, I'm gonna go have another
No, no.
kid.
I feel like one of my kids is having a rough day.
And that's the
All
clip
right.
of the day. Peace.
Peace.